Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We got another one here from Depot Street. This was sent to me by Brad. This is their Freight Hopper IPA. And unlike the last two, this one does have the alcohol on the bottom label. It says 5.8% by volume. I don't know why the other two did not. The date on this one is enjoyed by 9/15/15. So still several weeks away from that. Typically these brewers give them a 3 to 4 month shelf life. I don't know how long that this particular brewery gives theirs, and I'm reviewing this on the 24th of August, so we still have a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the 15th. So we're getting to the end of the shelf life on this, and just like the other two bottles, it has a red cap where the other one had an orange cap and a blue cap. So they are using different color caps. They're just the plain color caps. There's no writing or anything on them. These guys are out of Jonesboro, Tennessee. So Brad, thanks again, brother, for sending me these beers. I cannot get their beers here, guys, here in Virginia. So, like I said on the earlier reviews, either they're either a new brewery or a very small brewery. They're not coming into Virginia. And from what I've read on this particular one, and the beer is down to here. I mean, usually it's within an inch of the top, so they've left quite a bit of headspace in here. And from what I read, these things are a little on the overcarbonated side. So I'm hoping we're not going to get a gusher out of this one. So we'll find out here in just a minute. This is an IPA, so it's going to go with your typical IPA food pairings, and I read these all the time, guys. Food pairing cuisine is curried in your ties. Cheeses are peppery, pepper jack, Monterey, sharp blue, cheddar, your more pungent cheeses. And the meat for this is poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon. And I'll add grilled meat to that because a nice IPA goes well with just about anything off the grill. A glassware, pint, becker, non tumbler, mug, stein, sidel. I'm going to use my favorite glass here. This is a Sauvin beer glass, S-A-U-V-I-N. You guys ask me all the time about this glass. If you're interested, just Google it, S-A-U-V-I-N, beer glass, and you'll find out where to get your hands on one of that. The beer is an IPA, so it's not recommended for extended cellaring. And I'm going to put the glass down here, so when I pop the cap on it, I can get it into the glass pretty quick, and hopefully it's not going to be a gusher, guys. I can tell you usually by the time when you pop the cap, if it's got a big pop. Nope, not a gusher. But it does have a large headspace on this one. The beer is just barely above the neck, out of the slope part of the neck here. So doesn't seem to be overcarbonated at all. About a half a finger of head on that pour. Over into the light, it's got a nice, rich amber color. Not quite as red as yesterday's beer was, and I can see the bulb right through it. Good looking beer in the glass. Let's get a nose on it. Not a big hop presence. There isn't more hop presence than yesterday's and the day before's beer. But it's not the up-in-your-face, piney, grapefruity, pineapple smell. More of an East Coast style to me. Kind of subdued. And this would probably, I don't know what their shelf life is, whether it's 3 or 4 months. This would probably been a lot better the first month it was put in the bottle. than it is now, getting toward the end of the shelf life, or the close to the enjoy by date. I get them a little bit of sweetness in there. A hint of some citrusiness in there. Well, definitely got a stronger hop presence than the last two. So let's see what this one brings. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brad. Thank you, sir. Definitely not a hop bomb, guys. And I'm going to go right back to where I was yesterday and the day before. Maybe a good transitional IPA. Very easy drinking IPA. Not a big bitterness on the back end. I don't have the IBUs listed here on either site, and it's not listed on the bottle, so we don't have any idea. I would think it's probably in the 60s. In the 50s or 60s. I mean, Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale is more hoppier than this is. So maybe a good transitional IPA. If you're not used to drinking IPAs and you want to try get into that style and try something that's not going to be a hop bomb or a West Coast style, which the hops are just going to overpower everything, this may be the direction if you can get your hands on it. Like I said in the yesterday's review, I kind of think these are either a new brewery or a fairly small brewery. Probably kind of local to the Jonesboro, Tennessee area only. I don't know how far they go out. They don't come to this part of Virginia. So, not getting any alcohol. Well made. But yet again, not a lot of taste to go with it. Not a big hop presence. Actually not a big malt presence either. Usually these IPAs, once they get to the end of their shelf life or so, they'll start getting more malty. And this one doesn't seem to be a malt bomb. But it's not a hop bomb either. So kind of balanced out between the hops and then that, but definitely not the West Coast style. More of an East Coast style, maybe even an English style, where you don't have that. Maybe they're using a European hop like Saaz or Tetanang or Goldings or something that doesn't have a big hop presence, something more in the floral, herbal hop presence more than the piney, grapefruit, pineapple style. So. If you're a seasoned IPA drinker, this is not going to blow you away at all. But if you're a macro lager drinker or have been drinking some easy, lighter pale ales, and you want something with just a tint more bitterness, but nothing that's going to blow your palate out of your mouth like a West Coast style would be, this may be something you might want to pick up if you're in that area where you can get your hands on it. Well, let's try out the fridge. Let's let it warm up the hair and let her taste it. And I'm going to come back and do the final chug and grade on this. Alright guys, I'm back. Just reading some of the reviews on this beer while I was sipping on it. One of the reviewers posted that they use Chinook and Nugget hops on this, and it's 75 IBUs. It doesn't taste like 75 IBUs, and it doesn't taste like they've used Chinook and Nugget hops. Got a feeling that all that stuff has faded over time. So I don't know what their shelf life is, whether it's 3 or 4 months. If it's 4 months, that well, even if it's 3 months, we're at the end of that. It's like 2 weeks or so here till the end of the best by date. So it's at the very end of its shelf life. So all that good hop presence has faded over time. This might be a decent IPA if you can get it fresh, and especially if you're in the Jonesboro area, Tennessee, where you can go to the brewery and actually have it either on draft or get you a growler of it or something like this. Because the review that guy left, he thought it was pretty damn good. So I'm not overly impressed with it at this stage. So let's do the final chug. And I'm sure this is probably the freshest bottle that Brad could get his hands on. But these beers, especially the lower ABV beers and the hoppy beers, once you get to that 3-month shelf life, at the end of that 3-month shelf life, they've lost quite a bit of their hoppiness and the flavors that you're going to get. So, but I do appreciate Brad sending it to me, guys. This is just in the same line as the last two. I'm gonna give it a 5. It's a B minus. The only good thing is they've got the ABV written on the bottom of this label, where the other two did not. So, like I've told you on many of the reviews, the enjoy by date or the best by date is okay. They've made an attempt, but the bottled on date is more important to me. Just my opinion. That way I know how old the beer is, because breweries have different shelf lives. They'll put a 3-month, 4-month. Some of them even do a 5- and 6-month shelf life on their beers. So, and if it's a stout or a big ABV beer, a porter or something in that style, which is not hop forward or anything like that, you can do that. I mean, it's not that critical. It's nice to have that year on there, so, and especially the month, so you'll know if it's done in the first of the year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year for that style of beer. But for an IPA or a low ABV beer like the Golden Ale was, and the one we did the day before, the bottle on date's much better. It is. And the reason they don't do that and have it enjoy by date, they don't want you to know what their shelf life is. They don't want you to know that beer's 2 months, 3 months, 4 months old when you pick it up. They just don't want you to know that. They just, you say, oh, enjoy by 9/15/15, it's still good. Yeah, but it's not as good as it was the month they put it in that bottle or that can. So, just my 2 cents, guys. I'm going to throw that out. Brad, thanks, brother, for sending them to me. I do appreciate it. I'm sure these were the freshest ones you could get your hands on. But I got a feeling these beers were a little bit tastier when they were first put in the bottle than they were when I reviewed them. So, with that being said, 5 for me on this one again, guys. And over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says the same thing. No rating, or no score for the ratings. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 6 different reviews on here. And one of the reviews, the guy did go to the brewery and get it and was really impressed with it. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 44 and 15 in the style. So not an overwhelming beer, not something you'd want to write home about, but if you're in the Jonesboro, Tennessee area and you can get these beers kind of fresh, or get to the brewery where you know they're fresh when you get them there, it might be a tasty beer. It really might. So, with that being said, we're gonna leave it at that. And if you've had it, let me know what you think of it. And let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow, guys. Got a feeling that I think we've done all of them that Depot Street beers that Brad sent me. So we're going to try to dig out something that's got either a fresher date on it or something with a little more alcohol in it. Yeah, a little more kick. Come on back tomorrow. See you then.